Game, Frederick Bombers, Plainview Indians. We'll be coming up with you right after this.
That's right. They'll be sprinkled with gray hair in my head.
You're the only guy that had a class picture made in a striped suit with numbers across the front.
Well, yeah. But me and Mr. Hagen graduated together.
Well, there might have been two then in that class. By the way, Hagee did a good job last week filling in for you for the Plainview Indians. And first of all, we'll give you the offensive front. Number 53, Jay Boland, 5'11", 185-pounder, will anchor everything in the middle. In the middle, he'll be the center. Then in left guard will be number 54, Mike Dickinson, 6'2", 210 pounds. He's a junior. At the other tackle position, or other guard position, that is, at right guard, will be number 66, Ben Hardy, 6 foot, 245 pounds. He's a junior. So pretty good size at the guard at 6'2", 210 and 6 foot, 245. At the tackles, number 60, Brian Wilkinson, 5'11", 220, will be at right tackle. He's a junior. And number 74, Norbert Trimmer, 6'3", 250. He's also a junior at left tackle. So also, we've got Brian Seifert, and we've got Brandon Seifert in the ball game, and Brian will be the C-back, number 10, 5'10", 145-pound junior. And at split end, Andy Bloodsworth, 6'1", 170-pound senior, number 1, and that is the starting unit for Plainview. Frederick Bombers coming on the field at this time. We have not had the toss the coin as we see the captains for Plainview across the way. We'll check this offensive front for the Frederick Bombers, and anchoring everything in the middle will be number 67, Brandon Phillips, 6 foot, 205-pound junior. At the guards tonight will be number 75, Jody Briscoe, 6 foot, 255-pound at right guard. At the other guard will be number 77, Pine Lax, at 6'1", 225. At the tackles will be 72, Neil Whitworth, 6'4", 215. The other tackle, 78, Carlos Baker at 6'5", 250. And at tight end will be number 85, Cliff Ballard, 6'2", 245 pounds. He's also a senior. As you can see, the Frederick Bombers with plenty of good size also across that front. Pizza. All right, and that is Ryan Ben. Captains for Frederick, 78, Carlos Baker. 72 is Neil Whitworth. 77, Pye Johnson. 75, Jody Briscoe. So lots of big guys out there for the Frederick Bombers as the Indians coming out on the field at this time. Winds out of a northerly direction, and it will have something to do with the ball game tonight with this northerly wind gusting up there about 15 to 20 miles per hour. We'll give you Plainview's captains for you in just a moment as we watch the toss the coin. John will watch that. Let me catch up on the starting lineup. At fullback will be number 21, Kevin Isham, 6 foot, 180 pounds. He is a sophomore. Then wideouts, and there'll be a ton of those that'll play tonight. Number 11, Greg Hilburn, 6 foot, 150-pound junior. Also a wideout will be 28, Thomas Gayton, 5'11", 150. There's a toss of coin. Plainview's going to have the win, whatever they're going to do. And Frederick will receive and defend the south goal. And the captains, Andy Bloodsworth, Daniel Johnson, Michael Owsley, and number 50, Kenneth Wright, along with 84, Aaron Chester, and 88, Aaron Brown for the Indians. Now, let me give you some more of the wideouts I got with Gayton. Now, let's go down to that number 82, Todd Mattoon, 5'10", 155-pound senior. Number 86, Jeremy Webb, 6 foot, 155-pound senior also. That's the starting lineups for both of these teams. Let's pause for this 60-second timeout. We'll be back right after this. Time for one commercial there. Let's get the young men that are back deep. George Mitchell starting tonight for the Frederick Bombers. He and number 3, Dyke Crane, both in the ball game. But Ryan Ben back deep, number 1. 40 is George Mitchell deep for the Frederick Bombers. They stand on their own 5-yard line as Plainview about to kick off with the win. And I believe 39 will tee it up. Yep, 39 is going to tee it up for the Indians. And that is Nicky Faulkner, 5'10", 195-pound junior. So we're about to get underway with the number 1 game in the Sooner State. High school football-wise, the Frederick Bombers, Plainview Indians, and 2 really fine programs fixing to get after it tonight in this one. And, hey, it's in the pit, though. And what can you say? Are you eating pizza? We want to say thanks to Rick. Brought us some pizza from the Pizza Hut. It'll be a while before I have an opportunity to try some of it. All right, the ball is teed up by Faulkner, and he'll kick off with the wind out of a northerly direction. He approaches it and kicks off deep down the middle. Mitchell will field it at about the 1, and, yep, his back foot was in the end zone. So they'll bring it out to 20. No return by Mitchell for the Frederick Bombers. That back foot went into the end zone, so they'll bring it out to the 20. You have no opportunity. It's normal. All right, we've got wideouts for the Frederick Bombers. 28, Thomas Gate split out wide to the right. Now they'll start Webb in motion to the left. McCullough will roll out, throws one out, intended for Ballard, and it just off his fingertips falls incomplete to number 85. They'll bring up second down, 10. Good sharp pass by McCullough just off the fingertips of Ballard. They'll bring up second down, Donald Lax, and Hilburn also in there. So that's the wide-out replacements that I've talked about. Second down, Plainview in a 52 defense. They give off inside, straight-ahead run. May have picked up about 4 yards. Pretty good run by Ryan Ben. Got some good second effort to maybe get up to the 25-yard line. Little extracurricular activities by the Indians. It's in and out of there like everybody coming in out of a subway. All right, facing a third down and just about 5 yards needed. McCullough will fake. Keeper by McCullough. Gets the corner. Now he pitches. Wild pitch out, bounding back at the 10. And somebody took out the pitch man. He thought that McCullough was going to keep it. Ball turned over at the 10. About the 14-yard line, it'll be Plainview's football. Nobody was there on the pitch. Isham thought he was going to keep it, so he quit.
Mark it at the 15-yard line.
Ball will be at the Frederick Bomber 15-yard line, so big break right off the top of the bat for Plainview. Well, they didn't need this type thing. 11:05 to go in the first quarter. Pitch man was not there. McCullough pitched it out, and no one was there. All right, the quarterback will take the snap, turn, pitch, trying to sweep outside, and will maybe get to the 13-yard line. Good effort by Clay Johnson. Also 77, Pine 68 is Woodall. Give him only 2, and then bring up second down, and still about 8 yards needed. They got from the 15 to the 13. Woodall, Lax, Baker, and I believe that's Whitworth across the front. All right, they're going to one remaining back for Plainview. Now they'll start the slot back in motion, back to the right. They'll fake to him, roll out to run or pass. Look, throws in the end zone. Got a man, throws it out the back of the end zone. He was open momentarily. Stood a little high, and it'll bring up third down, and still about 8 yards needed. Boy, right off the top of the bat, miscue by the Bomber. Quarterback for the Indians, that is Daniel Johnson. One back in the backfield. They got Tripp split out wide to the left for the Indians. Now they'll start a man in motion back to the right. They'll fake, stand up, throw straight across the middle. It's complete to about the 1. They ran just a straight tight end. Bombers run that play with Ballard. They ran it to Beard that time. He caught it first and goal to go at about the 1.
It'll be a first down.
First and goal to go for the Indians. Ball just outside the 1. They'll send a man in motion to the left. Long signal count. Now they'll raise up, hand off number 15, sweeping outside, hit and dropped at the 4. Good defensive play by number 72. Neil Whitworth got right in 15's face. Face mask to face mask with Brandon Seipert, the speedster, and lost back to the 4. It'll bring up second down and goal to go for the Indians from the Cypress, right face mask to face mask, wrapped him up and threw him to the ground. Good tackling. Quick snap, quick pitch, trying to sweep outside. They got in. That was just a quick snap, quick pitch to number 36, and he went around the right-hand side.
Charges in from the right side for the touchdown for the Plainview Indians.
So with 9:10 to go in the first quarter, it's the Indians already on top, 6-0. Bloodworth will try the extra point. The ball is down. Low snap. Quarterback grabs it. He has to stand up. He retreats now. He throws one way up in the end zone and is knocked down. Good defensive play by Todd Mattoon as people were covered. So they try for extra point is no good. Low snap, 9-10 first quarter. It's Plainview 6, Frederick Bombers nothing. We'll be back with more Bomber football in just a moment. Excuse me, 39. Nicky Faulkner has it all teed up. He'll kick off once again. Didn't take Plainview long. This one's deep down the middle. Back in the end zone is Mitchell, and of course it'll be brought out to the 20. With that wind behind them, the kicker's kicking it off into the end zone. So the Bombers will have it offensively again. See what they can do with it. Four of the best teams in 3A are right here, bunched up in this district. It's going to be a dogfight. All right, Webb will go in motion. McCullough will turn, and this time gives off to Isham, breaks it out. 30, 35, out to the 39-yard line. Isham one step away from going the distance on that one. They're going to say sneak touch at the 37-yard line. Boy, that was a great run and good blocking by Jody Briscoe. Found that crease and went from the 20 out to the 37-yard line, so give him a gain of 17. McCullough option this time. The pitch man's there, and Kevin takes the pitch and will get out to maybe pick up about a yard. There was not much there on the pitch. They come across that time, forced McCullough to pitch early. Good pursuit by the Indians. They are looking for the sweep option wide to the left. Mattoon split out wide to the right. Bombers face second down and just about 8. They'll turn, give to Ryan Ben. Finds a little crease, almost slipped the tackle, but he will get out to the 42 or 43-yard line. Ryan Ben again just slipped. Could have slipped out of that tackle. He had a lot of room to run. Black split out wide to the left. Gayton split out wide to the right. Turn, give to Ryan Ben. Has the first down, 50. Gets out of a tackle and is now tripped at the 46 of Plainview. We hesitated momentarily because Ryan was stood up at the line of scrimmage. He jumped out of that tackle, got to midfield, ran laterally, and almost got out of that one. And he advances to the Plainview and split out wide to the right. Hilburn split out wide to the left. Straight I formation for the Frederick Bombers. Well, Plainview got a whole bunch of folks up around the line of scrimmage. This will be Isham. McCullough wanted to pull it away, and Isham had the death grip on it. He couldn't pull it out. It's only about a yard pickup as he went from the Plainview 46 to across the 45. Knows the football just down from the 45. 10 yards along the line of scrimmage there. That's all those are in the lateral. There's only 3 people back deep. They turn, give to Ryan Ben, and Ryan will find a little crease and be pulled back this time by 4 or 5 of the Indians. Number 18 will lead the way, and that is Michael Tucker. So bring up third down. Give me forward progress to the 44. Bring up third down. They're going to split Gayton out wide to the right. Tight end Ballard on the left-hand side. Split backfield with Isham and with Ben. Now they'll start Webb in motion. McCullough rolls out to the right to run or pass. Looks, now he slings it. It incomplete. Just underthrown. Wouldn't have had a first down. Gayton wouldn't. A lot of pressure that time put on by number 9, Jamie Shirley. So the punt team will check aboard, I believe. Bombers face fourth down and about 8. Yeah, Ryan Ben's going to punt it away for the Frederick Bombers. Bombers drive started at 20, stalls at the Plainview 44-yard line. All right, facing a fourth down situation. Snap is back in good shape. Ryan will punt it away. Good high kick by Ben. And will hit at the Plainview 20, bound across the 15, killed at the Plainview 8-yard line. Good kick by Ryan Ben. He just kind of punched it down there, and good coverage by the Frederick Bombers down there. 77 Lack, 75 Briscoe. The guy that snapped it was down there. Gayton was on. Andy Bloodsworth's going to be split out wide to the left for the Indians. They'll hand off straight inside and only just a little bit. Maybe out to the 11, so about a 2-yard pickup. All kinds of red shirts on the tackle of number 15. That is Brandon Seifert, the young man on the carry. Picked up 2 as I call it. Second down, Cheyenne Clark and number 51. That is Clay Johnson at the linebackers. 2 sophomore linebackers. Quarterback drops, Still got the football, looks, lays one up way downfield, intended for number 1. It falls incomplete. Gayton on the coverage. No rush. Good fake by number 11, Daniel Johnson. Boy, that froze the Bombers with the fake, and he just kind of stood back there. Had the guy downfield, number 1, Andy Bloodsworth. It was too long for him. And, again, Gayton in the coverage. So bring up third down, about 8 yards needed for the Indians. They've got the ball near. Bloodsworth will be split out wide to the left again. He'll draw coverage from Gayton. Third down. They run the draw play, and handoff inside, hit, and he may have the first down at the 20-yard line. They ran the draw play to number 15, Brandon Seifert. He does have the first down at the 20-yard line. Matuna will spot and runs through it. Bombers still in their 4-3 defense, 43 defense. They'll turn and give the quarterback wheel, and only to the 21. That time Cheyenne Clark, 51's Clay Johnson, 68 Woodall, Shea Woodall on the tackle of Seifert. From Frederick on hand. Of course, there's some alumni. Twin splits on the left-hand side, ball on the hash mark to this side. Quarterback drops, good fake, not much pressure. Now he looks, throws across the middle, hit, and hangs on to it. But he took a shot from Lax, and he gets up very slowly. Number 80, that is Brian Cook. And boy, he took a shot from Lax, number 7, at the 32-yard line. Yeah, let's make it at the 28. Back to the huddle, and he's out of there. He went to the sideline. Boy, he took a shot. Heavy back. Man got the wind knocked out of him. Tried to run wide. Hit behind the line of scrimmage and thrown for a loss. Chad Floyd, also Clay Johnson and Neil Whitworth on the tackle back at the 25-yard line. So a loss for Seifert as they tried to go wide. Clay Johnson and on the field. Get the punt underway. George Mitchell calls for the fair catch and makes it at the 27-yard line. Now a flag goes down. May have too many men on the field. They called for the fair catch. Mitchell did. Flag down where he made the catch. Now what is the deal? What is that? I don't know what the call was. Well, anyway, the Bombers' 5-yard penalty will move it back to the 19-yard line, where it will be 1st and 10 for the Frederick Bombers. They'll start throwing 19. What? 24-yard line? I can't hardly see.
Bombers will call for an illegal fair catch signal.
Illegal fair catch signal.
Talking 5 yards.
2:52 to go, first quarter. Mitchell waved both hands instead of one. You can't do that. You can't wave both of them. You got to wave one hand. A handoff. Let's see. No, keeper by McCullen. He's tackled at the 20. Loss of 4.
McCullen back to pass and is hit behind the line.
Out wide to the left.
Down 13 to the Bombers.
Miles Smith split out wide to the right. Go in motion. They'll hand off to George Mitchell, and Mitchell twists and turns out to the 32-yard line. Or excuse me, 27-yard line. Well, I'm having problems with those 30s tonight. At the 27-yard line. Wide to the right. Hilburn split out wide to the left. Mitchell at fullback. Ryan Bennett tailback. McCullough's quarterback. Will turn, pitch. Ryan Bennett in trouble. Wanted to throw it. Now he runs out of the grasp of a tackler. 30, 35-40. 45-50, 45-40, 35-30, 25-20, 15-10, 5, touchdown, Frederick Bombers. I want you to know that Ryan Ben put the move of the year on the only tackler available that tried to stop him. He faked him out of his shoes. He might as well get a bag of popcorn. Wow, what a move by Ryan Ben. 63-yard touchdown run by Ryan Ben. They pitched to Ryan to throw the halfback pass. The guy was not open, so he reversed his field, kicked in the afterburner, and raced 60-something yard touchdown run by Ryan Ben. Chad Floyd will try the extra point. Stamp is back. The ball is down. The kick is in the air, and it is good. Timeout on the field. Frederick Bombers 7, Plainview 6. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout. Renovation, college education, home equity loan. Ben, oh, what a move at the 20-yard line that he put on Bloodsworth. Wow. Boy, you don't see those kind of moves except on Sunday afternoon now, I'm telling you. Yeah. Guy is still standing there. He's one man to beat. That was at the 20-yard line, and Bloodsworth was ready. Had him all in sight. And he put a move on him. Wow. Nice one. Ryan Ben has it teed up. 1:25 to go in the first quarter. Frederick leads it now 7-6. Ryan Ben approaches the football and kicks it off high, not real deep into that wind. Will hit and finally bound out of bounds. Penalty flag. Guy down on the coverage was Kevin Isham, and 3 white-shirted Indians tried to block him, and nobody ever hit him down there. He was scoping in on somebody. What kid will hit? Option will rest with Frederick on this one. Ball went out of bounds, and they, I guess, get it at the 35-yard line. Well, that's what they're talking about, evidently. Glad to have everybody listening, of course, to Bomber football this evening on KYBE. Dale Jemison, John Stevens, Joe Hilburn with you tonight. Number one game in the state. The ball is at the 35-yard line. Be 1st and 10 for Plainview. Of course, tomorrow we'll have Let's Talk area football. Be down at Mr. Berger for that one. Oklahoma Sooners play tomorrow. Play Iowa State. Pass. It's caught. Now they flea flicker. 40, 45, 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Flea flicker. Plainview. You going to call that one? 65-yard touchdown run by Brandon Cypert. They threw the pass to the tight end. The 6'3" Aaron Chester, number 84, he caught it, had his back turned to the defense, and Cypert took the pitch. Okay, Joe, we're back with you with 1:14 to go in the first quarter. Now Plainview leads at 12-7 after the 65-yard flea flicker with Brandon Cypert going the distance. A little bit of trickery now. Plainview's going to go for 2. They'll start a man in motion to the left. They will turn, keeper by the quarterback trying to sweep outside, cuts upfield. He did not get in. He's short by a yard. Good defensive play by Gayton, Whitworth, Baker. Who else is out there? 28, that's Thomas Gayton. 20, Chad Floyd, and 21, Kevin Isham. Trying for extra points. No good. With 1:14 to go in the first quarter. Plainview 12, Frederick 7. We'll be right back. Plainview's last one, a 65-yarder. Brandon Cypert, flea flicker. Both teams loaded the gun tonight. You can tell that. Number one game in the state. It's going to be exciting. All right, the kicker will kick it off. It is Mickey Faulkner. Back deep, Ryan Ben and George Mitchell for Frederick. They kick it off this time to Mitchell at the 5. Fumbles it up to the 10 now. Picked up by Ryan Ben. Kicked around and finally fell on by Ryan Ben. At about the 12 or 13-yard line. Hayden's going to be split out wide to the left. McCullough, 1st and 10 for the Frederick Bombers, will turn and give to Mitchell. Hits and then cuts and almost slipped out of that tackle. He'll pick up 2 or 3. Pretty exciting run for Mitchell. Only to pick up about 2-3 yards. Give him 3, and it'll bring up 2nd down 7. 40 seconds. All right, Bombers get a timeout call. Yeah, with 20 seconds to go before the end of the first quarter, Bombers used one of their timeouts. May have had too many people on the field. Anyway, timeout takes Bombers face second down and just about 7 yards needed. And a wide out to this side. They will turn and give to Ryan Ben, and he finds a little crease and twists and turns out to the 25-yard line. Good hard running that time by Ryan Ben. He'll have enough for the first down. That'll stop the clock while they move the chains. Good run by Ryan Ben. Hilburn will check in for Gayton. Still letting the clock run out. 8 seconds, 7 seconds, 6, 5. We'll go ahead and run the play. They'll get it off. They'll hand off to Ryan Ben, and Ryan will get out to the 26 or 27-yard line. Gain of just about 3 for Ryan Ben. That'll be the end of the first quarter. Plainview 12, Frederick 7. We'll be back with the second quarter in just a moment. Play flicker, 65 yards. That's how Plainview got back on top. 3 split out wide to this side, 1 out wide to the other side. Bombers now have the win. They'll hand off inside to Ryan Ben, and Ryan Ben is pushed back at the 28. So they'll bring up third down, only picked up about 2, and they'll bring up third down nearly 5 for the Frederick Bombers. Maybe a little more. Mattoon split out wide to the right to this side. McCullough options, finds a little crease, but not much. Gets to the 30-yard line. So it'll bring up a fourth down and just about 4 for the Frederick Bombers. That was McCullough. Well, Plainview defended that really well. They tried to sweep around the right side. So it'll bring up fourth down for the Frederick Bombers. Fourth down and just about long 4, maybe 5 for the Frederick Bombers. Ryan Ben now punt with the win. Bombers have faked and thrown out of this, but I don't think this early, this deep in their own territory, they'll do that. Nope. Good snap, get the punt away, and a good kick by Ryan Ben. Fielded, fumbled, rolls around. Now the guy gets up and runs with it after he fielded it on his knees at the 31-yard line. Lots of good coverage by the Frederick Bombers. One of those, Chad Floyd, number 20. Him and Gayton also, and Woodall. Linebackers, they've got Clark and Johnson at the linebackers. As the man goes in motion for Plainview. They'll turn handoff and hit and drop the 33-yard line by 33 Cheyenne Clark, 20 Chad Floyd. That was number 15, Brandon Seipert. Give him about 3, and it'll bring up second down, 7 yards needed as they got the ball out near the tune, and 21, Kevin Isham for the Frederick Bombers. Quick pitch, trying to sweep outside, and hammered at the 37-yard line. Give him about 3-yard pickup. 51, Clay Johnson. Also out there, 21, Kevin Isham. Baker was out there for the Frederick Bombers. Brings up third down 3. First down, 9:22 to go. First half. Plainview leads it by the score of 12-7 from the I formation. Big third down for the Frederick Bombers. Try to get Plainview to kick into the wind. They fake, rolls out, hit, dropped, and incomplete. So bring up a fourth down situation. Number 77, Kyle Lax, was all over the quarterback. He just got it unloaded before Pine could sling him to the ground. It'll bring fourth down and 3. How many of these Bombers got out there, John? They got 11. 28 back deep. Thomas Gayton, and 82 is Todd Mattoon. First time that Plainview's had to kick in the wind, almost blocked. It may have been partially blocked by 71 Stone or 72 Whitworth. Anyway, the punt goes out of bounds at the Frederick Bomber 37-yard line. 24-yard punt, and somebody down the middle got the hand up and may have tipped it just a little bit. Anyway, it goes out of bounds at the 37-yard line. It'll be Bombers will break their huddle. They've got Webb split out wide to the left. They will turn, handoff to Ryan Ben, 40, cuts back 45, 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, and it's tackled at about the 11-yard line. That time the same guy had the same opportunity to stop Ryan Ben, and Ryan Ben went to put the move on him, and he got the guy on the move, but he tripped him. As he went by, the guy was flying by Ryan Ben and tripped him with the 51-yard run by number 1, Ryan Ben. So the Bombers have it deep in Plainview territories. They set the chains across the way. 8:49 to go, first half. Everything has been long distance tonight. First and 10, ball at about the 13. McCullough will turn, pitch to number 40. This is George Mitchell trying to get outside. Stiff arms the man, 10-5, touchdown, George Mitchell. George Mitchell just flat stiff-armed the man at the 10-yard line, pushed number 1, Bloodworth, down to the ground and skated into the end zone around the corner. That's number 40, George Mitchell, for the Frederick Bombers. That was the Ryan Ben George Mitchell show. Ryan Ben carried it, and so did George Mitchell for the touchdown. Mitchell comes out of there, gets a high five from Coach Jones. Try for extra point. Chad Floyd will try the extra point. McCullough will hold the snap. The ball is down. The kick is in the air. He split the uprights. Bombers going to lead in this one by 2, 14-12. We'll be back in just a moment. Turning dreams into reality is Pilax, Brandon Reisinger, I believe that's Phillips, yeah. Brandon Phillips. 28 is Thomas Gayton. And 33, that's Cheyenne Clark. Trying to pick up the other numbers. Went across there. It is Cheyenne Clark. 14, McCullough. Number 1, Ryan Ben. Teed up. Ryan Ben will kick off. Let's see what type of kickoff he gets. Be pretty high and deep down the middle. Fielded at the 5, and on the return, back across the 10, the 15, and then ridden out of bounds at about the 20-yard line. Good kickoff coverage by the Frederick Bombers. Marking at the 21-yard line. Who was it, Alan? Did you see who got the tackle? I couldn't tell. It's a kickoff coverage by Frederick. All right, Plainview has the football. They will hand off straight up the middle and hit, and no gain. That handoff went straight into the pile up the middle, and he tried to slant. Baker corralled him. Johnson there, and Lax and all kinds of red shirts around him. Went across and told everybody on the defensive front something. Quarterback will roll out. The runner pass, looks, throws, lays one up. Could be picked off. It is. Gayton's got it at the 30, at the 25, 20, cuts back at the 15, hit at the 10, and dropped. I knew that one was fluttering, and it could be picked off. They had a man in front of the offensive guy and a man behind him, and Gayton, who's got great hands, picked it off, made a cut back at the 15, got down to the 10-yard line. Bombers have it first and 10 at the Plainview, inside the 10 at the 9, first and goal to go. Too long. They've got Pilax now at fullback. They're going to run power. McCullough turns, gives to Ryan Ben, and hit and dropped it about the 9. Good defensive play that time by one of the, 84. Boy, Aaron Chester tackling him right. Just a good move by 84 to get away from Lax and get into the backfield. So they come power set again. Pilax is at fullback. They turn, give to Ryan Ben, run down the middle this time, and he'll get to about the 5 and be pushed back. So it'll be third down and goal to go. Ball near the 5-yard line for the Frederick Bombers. All kinds of white shirts. One of them still down. No, he's getting up very slowly. He and Ryan Ben collided. That's number 80. Good lick that time. Now Ryan Ben coming out. Plainview Indians going to take a timeout as the Bombers have it third and goal to go from the 5 with 6:22 to go in the first half. Bombers 14, Plainview 12. We'll be back in just a moment.
Shop and save each and every week at Coy's Discount Food Store.
Smith, as he brings me another soft drink. Appreciate her. Hey, the Bombers third down and 5. McCullough fumbles it. raises up, grabs it, throws in the end zone, touchdown. He dropped it, fumbled it, and number 11, Greg Hilburn, standing wide open in the end zone. McCullough grabbed it and threw it, and touchdown. What a great play by the fine senior quarterback for the Frederick Bombers, Jay McCullough. Boy, he kept his cool. He fumbled it, the snap, and grabbed it, and under some pressure rolled out to his right, and number 11 was standing there waving in the back of the end zone, wide open, and McCullough drilled him. Boy, good execution by the senior. 20-12, 8-point Bomber lead. Try for extra points. Ball is down. The kick is in the air. He nailed it. Split the uprights. Chad Floyd did. 21-12. Bombers by 9 with 6:18 to go in the first half. We'll be back with more Bomber football in just a moment. Randall Lewis, 6:18 to go, the first half. Boy, I like McCullough, but he done that just now. That senior fumbled the snap from center, grabbed it, rolled out to his right, kept his cool, and threaded the needle to Greg Hilburn in the end zone for the touchdown. That young man has really matured as this season's gone along. Jay McCullough. An offensive line for the Frederick Bombers is also. Tell you what, one of the coaches told me here in just a minute. Kickoff by Ryan Ben. He boots it way down in and out of the back of the end zone. Bring it out to the 20. Coach Grimes told me, said, Dale, if I can get these guys to block up front, we can play with anybody in the state. Well, they've done a pretty good job tonight, folks. That offensive front, Brandon Phillips and Baker and Lax. Boy, they have done a job. Ballard tied in. All right, in the I formation, Plainview will set it in play at their own 20-yard line, turn and pitch, and trying to sweep outside is Brandon Seifert. Got some running room. 25-30, flag down on the play in the Plainview backfield, and that's always a bad place to see a flag. Either legal procedure, holding, or something like that. We'll wait and read it, though, for you. Make sure.
Brandon Seifert is stopped by Kevin Ashton, number 1.
Ball is carried out to about the 29 for 9-yard pickup. Holding against the Indians. Right there laying by the flag was one of the Bombers. Like he'd been tackled or something. That was behind the play. Chad Floyd, Donald Lax check in. Gayton coming out.
10 yards, move the ball back to the 10-yard line.
The Indians, ball back at their own 10-yard line. We've got to get out to their own 30 for a first down. 6:02 to go here in the first half. Now what happened? Flag flies again. And let's see. Now they're going to bring it back 5 of those.
Call against the Bombers. Bombers lined up in the neutral zone.
Bombers lined up in the neutral zone, so it cost them 5 and move the ball back to the 15. As long as they stay in the multiples like this, folks, I can handle it. I mean, we started at the 15. It brings up 1st and 15. I can handle it. Draw play. Up the middle, Cypress fumbled. Bombers dive on it, and who got it? I believe maybe the Bombers did, and they did. Cypress was stripped of the football at the 16-yard line. Bombers fell on it. We never do ever really get to see the number. Maybe in Gayton, that's trying to give him some credit for it anyway. But lots of red shirts around it. As Cypher was stripped of the football, he hit the line of scrimmage, got to the 16, and it was stripped away, and I believe Thomas Gayton fell on it for the Frederick Bombers. Anyway, Bombers got it 1st and 10. Plainview 16 near the 17-yard line. They lead by 9, 21-12, with 5:32 to go first half. Bombers by 9, and they got the ball deep. Pitch out. George Mitchell sweeping, cuts back, inside a man, and will get to the 10. That was a nice run by George Mitchell as he popped in and out and like a little water bug, got to the 10-yard line. Went from the 13 or from the 18 to about the near the 10, about the 11. So bring up second left. Mitchell and Ben in the backfield, along with McCullough, tight end Ballard on the right. They'll start, pitch. Mitchell trying to sweep outside and again. That time a power sweep may have got to the 10, close to the 9. That time lots of white shirts out there in front for Plainview to shut that one down. Got inside the 10 to the 9. It'll bring up 3rd down and 2 for the Frederick Bombers. They lead by 9, 21-12. And Ben still in that backfield. Miles Smith split out wide to the left. Dayton, you hear the Bomber crowd. Pitch to Mitchell, sweeping, cuts, and man got to about the 8. That was Mitchell just trying to sweep outside. Lots of traffic out there. Plainview runs laterally as well as any football team you're going to want to see. They're that close. No, the Bombers going to take the timeout. They're not quite that close for a measurement. Ball near the 8. It's going to be 4th down and still short 2 for a 1st down. Timeout, Frederick. Frederick leads 21-12. We'll be back in a moment. They face 4th down and a long 2 for a 1st down. Ball at the far hash mark across the way, so the wide side of the field is to the Frederick Bombers' right. Split out wide to the left is Hilburn. Bombers face 4th and 2. They hand off to Mitchell straight down the middle, and he just hammers to about the 6. He's going to be very, very close to a 1st down. Depends on the spot of the ball. Boy, Mitchell just took off and ran as hard as he could. Cliff Ballard says, we got a 1st down, Coach. But they're going to bring the chains from across the way, and that'll give us an opportunity to kind of catch our breath and tell you that Friday night finals will come your way. Joe Hilburn will have the Friday night finals at 10:30 tonight on KYBE, so be sure to listen for the Friday night finals. All right, they're going to stretch the chains. Bombers may have a new lease on life. Short. Told you it's a spot short by about half an inch. So Plainview will take over. 1st and 10 at their own Plainview territory, but couldn't punch it in. So Plainview will have the football back down deep in their own territory. Handoff inside and only out to about the 10. Comes the ball carrier, Seifert. The guy that's laying right behind Seifert, getting up is Neil Whitworth, number 72. Pickup of about 3, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 7 yards needed. It's 56 seconds to go. 1st half, Bombers lead by 9, 21-12. A lot of action in this 1st half. Plainview, quick pitch outside, trying to sweep and get to the corner and run out of bounds. Good defensive pursuit by number 82. Is that Todd? Yeah, Todd Mattoon. One of those young men in pursuit at about the 12. So it'll bring up 3rd down and about 6 for be there for just a second. Then all of a sudden it closes because of that lateral speed. The I formation, quarterback drops straight, pumps once, throws out in the flat, hit by Cheyenne Clark and tackle immediately. Cheyenne Clark read the mail in a great defensive play by the fine sophomore, number 33. They faked and went screen left, and Cheyenne Clark was Johnny on the spot. Hit the pass receiver immediately, Cypress, and it'll bring up a 4th down situation. Frederick going to take another timeout. Ball is at the 10. Frederick's going to take a timeout with 2:21 to stop the clock and try to get good field position. They lead by 9, 21-12. We'll be back in just... Right, the punter will stand in his own end zone, number 11. Bombers going to watch for a fake. Daniel Johnson in his own end zone. Snap is back. Bombers come with the rush. He'll get it away into the wind. Wind takes care of it, though. Pushes it out of bounds at about the 31, 32-yard line. Where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Frederick Bombers at the Plainview 32-yard line. The clock stopped, 2:16 to go. Bombers will get their offense on the field. Ryan Ben. Tripp split out wide to the left. Gage split out wide to the right. Ryan Ben, the only one in the backfield for the Frederick Bombers. And McCullough, option. Keeper cuts up and will get to the 29. They wanted to run option to the left that time and had Plainview spread out, but that time the Indians read it pretty well as McCullough got to the 29. He picked up 3, and it'll bring up 2nd down, 7. Under Lax is checked in. Do we have a little Gardaruski here? I don't think so. McCullough takes the snap, pitches to Ryan Ben, sweeping around the outside 30, and will be pushed out of bounds at the 27. It looked for a moment that Ryan Ben might have a lot of running room, but 84, 85, and 43 closed real quick. That is Michael Owsley and Jamie Four and Aaron Chester. Boy, good. With a minute 38, the clock stopped as Ryan Benz went out of bounds. Minute 38, third down. McCullough drops, looks, lays one up downfield, picked off by the Indians. The receiver went inside and the guy went outside. And number 40 picked it off at about the 5 and returns it out to about the 13-yard line. That time just turned the wrong way. The receiver turned to the out, and Jay threw it to the end. And the only guy standing there was number 40, Michael Beard, picked it off for the Indians. They'll have 1-12. They're up by 9 in the number 1 game in the state. Wide outs to the left. Man in motion. Plainview will hand off inside, and not much running room. Only from the 15 to the 16, maybe the 17-yard line. Only about a 2-yard pickup. All kinds of red shirts down at the bottom of the stack. Baker, one of those guys, the big 6'5", 250-pound senior for the Frederick. 4 seconds. The I formation again for the Indians. They will run the quick trap back inside. Stood up and hit by Neil Whitworth, 72, face mask to face mask with the ball carrier. That was Whitworth. That was 39 on the tackle. Nicky Faulkner for the Indians on the carry. 15 seconds, 14 seconds, 13 seconds. Go before halftime. Brings up third down and about 6. No, about 5. Third down and about 5. That's in the first half. Plainview lets the clock run out. Good first half for the Frederick Bombers, and if you liked excitement, if you liked lots of long touchdown runs, well, they occurred in the first half. Frederick leads 21-12 here at halftime. They're up by 9. We'll have the statistics for you coming up here at halftime in just a moment or two. Give John time to compile those, so be sure to stay tuned. We'll be back with those statistics. Joe's got some music for you, I'm sure, and some words from our really fine sponsors. We'll be back. First half, and John Stevens got some statistics here for the first half. John?
Yeah, Dale. Ryan Ben had 12 carries for 155 yards. That was helped with a 63-yard touchdown run and also just a 51-yard run. McCullough carried the ball 3 times for 12 yards. Isham had it 3 times for 19 yards. George Mitchell, first game he's played this year, 7 carries for 41 yards. McCullough attempted 3 passes, completed none of them, and had 1 interception. Bombers had 3 first downs.
He completed 1.
Well, I missed it.
To Hilburn.
That's right. Well, I apologize. That was on the extra point.
No, that was for a touchdown.
Yeah. That's right. I apologize. Playdale just overlooked it.
Right.
Had punted twice for an average of 37 yards. Had 2 fumbles, lost 1 of them. On the Plainview Indians, Brandon Seifert carried the ball 8 times for 17 yards. The Bombers have really controlled Brandon Seifert coming into this game. 4 previous games, he had over 1,000 yards rushing. Faulkner carried the ball 6 times for 14 yards. Daniel Johnson, the quarterback, completed 4 passes of 8 attempts with 1 interception for 81 yards. So a big part of their offense has come from their passing. 122 yards total for Plainview Indians. Frederick Bombers had 227. The Indians had 2 first downs, were penalized 1 time for 10 yards. They punted twice for an average of 23 yards, and they fumbled once and lost it.
Hey, John, that is Brandon Seifert, and number 10, Brian Seibert. They're twin brothers, both juniors, and they both can fly. They're part of that track team down at Plainview that this past spring just ran away with it. Really two fine young men that can flat fly with it. They get in the open field. Ryan Ben will kick it off, and we're set to roll for the second half of the #1 game in the state of Oklahoma. They picked the top 10 games, and Frederick Plainview was #1, and very deserving, where the #2 team plays the #3 team. Ryan Ben will kick off. He approaches it and kicks it high, short kick into that wind. Bounce, hits like a 9-iron, bounces, and now fell on finally by the number 10 right near the Plainview 30-yard line. Brian Seibert fell on that one. That ball hit like you just threw a 9-iron or a wedge onto the green, and with the backspin on it, and bounded back upfield, of course, falling on it. So the I formation, 1st and 10. Plainview will go and send a man in motion, cut, and get out to the 33-yard line. They ran sweep to the right, power sweep. Lax is there along with Johnson for the Frederick Bombers from the 30 out to the 33. Pickup of 3, and it'll bring up 2nd down 7. They've got to go squarely. Some pizza buy up here in the press box. Thanks, Rick, and all the gang down to Pizza Hut. Quarterback will drop the pass. Looks, now guns it, incomplete. Threw it behind the intended receiver, #1, which is Andy Bloodsworth. Bloodsworth was split out wide to the left, went down about 10, then slanted back to the middle. And the quarterback, Johnson, threw it in behind him, falls in. Andy Bloodworth split wide to the left. Quick snap. Johnson rolls out to the left. Runner pass under a lot of pressure. Throws. It is complete to Bloodsworth. He slips down at the 40-yard line. He'll have enough for the first down, barely, by about the length of the football. He caught that in open territory and slipped down at the 40-yard line, 1st and 10. So new lease on life for the Plainview Indians, 1st and 10 at their own 40-yard line. Bombers have showed they can too. Johnson, quick snap, pitch. Seibert trying to sweep outside and pushed down by 33 Clay Johnson, 33 Cheyenne Clark, 51 Clay Johnson, 77 Pie Lax. The 43, so from the 40 to the 43 on 1st down again, the Indian Kyle Collingsworth is checked in at a wide out. Now Seibert goes on a wing left. And the snap, well, that one is really messed up. Flag down on the play. Got offsides, I do believe, against the Indians. Legal procedure against the Indians, so that'll cost them 5. And move the ball from the 43 back to the 38. And bring up 2nd down, about 12 yards needed. Johnson drops again, fakes, looks, now throws. It's complete and hit number 10. They wanted to do the flea flicker again. At times, he was hammered, number 10 was, as they had 40 split out just outside him. They were going to try to pitch to him, but he was really hit just as he caught the ball at the 44-yard line. Bring up 3rd down, and we'll call it 7 needed. 10, Brian Seibert. 3rd down, big 3rd down. They're all big at this point. Johnson, a deep drop, tries to set the screen up now under pressure, and finally throws it incomplete. And the flag goes down. They're going to call it intentional grounding. There was no white shirt anywhere close. And that flag comes flying in. Be from the point of the foul. Be intentional grounding against Plainview. Sure, the Bombers will take it. That's loss of down also. They'll take the penalty, and it'll be 4th down. They tried to set the screen up. Plainview did. Bombers poured through, flushed the quarterback out of the pocket. He rolled out to his left. There was nobody there except 4 red-shirted Bombers. He threw it right in the middle of all of them at the feet of all 4 of them. So number 11 will check on. That's Daniel Johnson, the quarterback, to punt. 28, Thomas Gayton, back deep, along with Todd Mattoon for the Frederick Bombers. Snap is back in good shape. He'll get the punt away. Good high kick. It bounds and will be fell on by Todd Mattoon at the 32-yard line. That was a good high kick, and the Bombers didn't come up to field it. They was going to let it hit. And it's at the 32-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Bombers at their own 32-yard line. They travel into the wind. 1 minute, 16 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Bombers by 9, 21-12. Full house backfield for the Frederick Bombers. Power I. Wide man split out wide to the left. They'll hand off to the front guy, and that is 21, Kevin Isham. Isham will get to the 35, 36, 37-yard line. Good, tough running up front by Kevin Isham for the Frederick Bombers. Give him a gain of lead by 9, 21-12 in this one. We're in the third quarter with 8:34 to go in the third quarter. They will give to Isham, and Isham just punches his way forward out to just across the 42 near the 43-yard line. How's everything going, guy?
Great, Dale. How are you doing?
Good, good. Roy Floyd has joined us here in the press box. Well, y'all got a little class reunion or what?
Got a little class reunion. Got some folks here from the class of 63.
I see.
Doesn't seem possible. I've been gone 30 years. But, but when I saw John Stevens, I said, it has to have been 30 years.
You stop by and see Homer. Homer doesn't have any hair anymore.
I saw Homer. They told me he's on the school board, and I said, I've been gone too long. You know, it's always good to be back in Frederick. And I understand you've left Frederick.
Well, sort of. I got part of my clothes at Falls Valley and part of them here.
Well, we've done a lot of radio together in Frederick.
Oh, yeah, a bunch, Roy, down through the years.
Good to see you, Dale.
It's good to see you. Bombers, as they stretch the chain. Bombers have it at their 42-yard line. 1st and 10. McCullough to Ryan Ben, and he slants up to the 45, out to the 46 or 47-yard line. Ryan went to cut at the 45 and was tripped up and fell at the... Miles Smith has checked the board. Ben and Isham in that backfield along with 77. Pilax, they run power game at Plainview, running right straight at him to midfield goes Ryan Ben. What they've done, they brought Brandon Reisinger in at a guard and taken Pilax and moved him back in the backfield. And Ryan Ben, 7:48 for a first down, so third down about 2. Oh, a 9-man front for Plainview. They'll give to Isham, and he finds a crease. Flag across the way. Bombers are going to be offsides. Isham's got the first down, but it'll go for naught. Bombers were offsides, going to cost them 5. Yep. It was on the right-hand side. So from midfield, they'll move it back to the 45-yard line. They'll bring up third down and 7 yards needed. 7:07 even to go in the third quarter. In the I formation, they'll fake, roll out. McCullough's hit and drop. Good defensive play by number 9. Tackles McCullough back at the 35-yard line. They expected pass that time and roll out. So bring up fourth down now for the Frederick Bombers. They must punt as the Bombers face fourth down and 15 yards needed. Ryan will kick into the wind, standing at his own 25-yard line. Good snap, punts away, high kick, bounds by the Plainview 40-yard line and killed at the Plainview 35-yard line by Thomas Gayton. So Plainview will take over. What started out, Bloodworth split out wide to the left. Brian Cook out wide to the right. Boy, lots of time for the quarterback. He throws down the middle, incomplete. Finally, Pilax put a little pressure on the quarterback, but he had all day, Johnson did, off the play-action pass. The third quarter. Heading off back inside as they run the trap play. And Seifert drags one of the Frederick Bombers for a couple of yards, and that is 68, Shea Woodall. on the tackle out to the 40-yard line. So from the 35 to the 40, a gain of 5, and it'll bring up third down and 5. Well, Cypress very quick. Hear the crowd down below hollering defense, defense, defense. Want the Bombers to rise. Johnson drops, looks. Shea Woodall chasing him. Grabs Johnson and slings him down at the 30-yard line. 68 Shea Woodall grabbed Daniel Johnson back at the 31-yard line and stuck his face mask into the turf as he slung him around and he went to the ground. Fourth down now and about 15, so Indians must punt. At least they're going to line up that way. You never know about these teams, the way that they've been doing things. Snap is back, though, in good shape. He will kick it, and it's a high, short kick off the side of his foot. And Mattoon grabs it and runs out of bounds. Let's see, where are they going to mark it? I'll line it up at the 41-yard line. 28-yard punt and a 1-yard return for Mattoon. He caught it right on the sideline and kind of slowed down to a different pace here in the third quarter. George Mitchell is now in at tailback, replacing Ryan Bent. They'll give to Mitchell. Started a little quick. There'll be a 5-yard penalty on Mitchell as he started a little quick. Legal procedure.
Against the Bombers.
That'll cost them 5. So from the 42-yard line, I'll move it back to about the 37 if Plainview takes a penalty, which they obviously will, as Mitchell picked up about 3 or 4. Called it precisely to the 37-yard line to be first and 15. Ballard tied in on the right, still in the power game for the Frederick Bombers. McCullough, turn, pitch to Mitchell, trying to sweep outside, cuts back, in and out, floats and gets to the 41-yard line. Just kind of darted and picked up about 5 yards, the 5 that they lost. So bring up second down, 10 yards needed. After the penalty, they have faced a first and 15. He picked up 5, and it'll bring up, give him 4. Second down, 11. Ball right near there and picks his way and finds creases to run in. Very dangerous type. He and Cypress a lot alike for his ability. They'll pitch to Mitchell, and he cuts inside a really nice block and then push down at the 43-yard line when it just looked like he might be able to turn it upfield. Number 80, Brian Cook, marked the ball to 44, and it'll bring up third down and a long 7 for the Frederick Bombers. Bombers face third down. Ballard tied in on the left. McCullough. And they're going to run the reverse this time to Chad Floyd. Got away from a tackler at the 40 and will get to the 45. Lots of running by the Frederick Bombers. They ran the wingback reverse, but there was all kinds of Indians all the way around that thing. So bring up fourth down. Fourth and a long 7. 2:25 to go here in the third quarter. Bombers still by 9. Ryan Ben to punt. Fast played. Third quarter. Snap is back. Good snap by Jody Briscoe. Low line drive punt by Ryan Ben. Bounds at the 30 and killed at the Plainview 28-yard line. How much? 26-yard punt into this north wind. Knows the football right at the 29, but that's understandable into this wind, and it is a good wind out of the north. Had to kick into it. He'll have that wind in the fourth quarter. The Bombers will, and in about 2 minutes they'll have that. They'll have the wind to their back. Plainview Indians, number 2 in the state, run the draw play to Cypress. He slashes out to the 33-yard line. There's a draw play, and they've ran that to with some success tonight. The Indians have. Facing second down, they'll run the pitch to Cypress, and he is going to be hit and dropped at the 32-yard line, so he's going to lose about a yard, maybe 2 yards. And the Bombers really pursuit to the right. Daniel Axe, Woodall, Whitworth, all about a yard on that one. With 1:06 to go. Plainview passing situation for the Indians. Let's see if they throw out of it. They will. Johnson will roll out. The runner pass, looks, throws, to it behind the intended receiver, Bloodworth. They'll bring up fourth down. Shea Woodall putting the pressure on the quarterback, Johnson. Every time Johnson is rolled to his right, as Plainview faces 4th and 7. It's a fourth down situation. Just a few seconds left to go in the third quarter. A good high kick and a call for the fair catch and made by Todd Mattoon at the 33-yard line. Well, this has just been a back and forth third quarter. What opened up in the first half with 5 touchdown scores. Both defenses have settled into this thing. And right now we played this entire third quarter between the 30-yard line. Bombers have just lined up in a grinded out type football formation as they've just lined up strong side and run right straight at people, and they do it again as Ryan Ben carries 35, 36-yard line. Ben went from the 30 out to 33 or 34 out to the 37. It'll be about a 3 or 4 yard pickup, and that's all the Bombers are doing, just running right straight at Plainview in power formation. Give him 4 yard pickup, and it'll bring up second down 6. Let's 3 come out. There we go. 14 seconds, 13 seconds, 10 seconds, 9. This will be the last play of the third quarter. McCullough gets off to Ryan Ben, finds a crease, 40, 45, 50, 45, and tackled at the Plainview 40-yard line goes Ryan Ben. Number 43 on the tackle. That is Michael Owsley. That's going to be the end of the third quarter. Great blocking over the left-hand side of the Frederick Bombers by Briscoe, Whitworth, and Phillips. We'll be back with the... You won't? All right, Ryan Ben getting a little breather down here on the sideline, so George Mitchell has checked in for the Frederick Bombers. We start the fourth quarter, Bombers offsides. Well, that's going to cost them 5, and they'll be back in this situation where they'll have 1st and 15. Somebody just went too quick on the right-hand side. So the penalty will be stepped off. Moves the ball back to the 40 for the Frederick Bombers. Mitchell and Isham in the backfield, along with McCullough. Hilburn split out wide to the left. The fake and a keeper by McCullough as he and Mitchell missed the handoff, so McCullough went back the other way and picked up a pretty nice gain. About 4 yards anyway off a busted play. That's a senior execution. That guy has really done. Nope, they're going to split him out wide to the right. Second down, about 12 for the Frederick Bombers. McCullough drops, looks, throws, incomplete. Just over the outstretched hands of Simmons. And bring up third down. Facing third down, about 12 yards needed. Plainview territory to 42. They give to George Mitchell, gets out of one tackle, 40, and running laterally about the 37-yard line. Mitchell was in tough traffic all the way, finally got away from a couple of 2 or 3 of them, but not going to have enough for the about the 38-yard line. It'll be a fourth down situation. The Bombers going to go for it, looks like. Forward on 4th down and 9 at the Plainview 38-yard line. McCullough rolls out, looks, now throws, incomplete. Threw it behind the intended receiver, Webb. Had Webb open, just threw it in behind him, so it'll be exchange of possession on that 4th down and 9 try by the Frederick Bombers. Plainview with the football now after that 4th down attempt by Frederick. They will turn and give to Cypress, and he'll get to the 40, 45, and out near midfield comes number 15 on the carry, Isham, and Gayton on the tackle at the 49-yard line. Plainview 49-yard line, picked up enough for the first down. The I formation, they'll turn and hand off to Cypress again. Follows his blocking real well. Flag down on the play. He'll get to the Frederick Bomber 44-yard line. I'll wait and read this flag for you. And then the penalty will be stepped off. With the ball back to the Plainview 40, inside the 40. It'll be first and 20. Yeah, first and 20 for the Indians now. 10:05, 10:04 clock running. All the scoring was done in the first half. Quarterback will drop, hit from behind by Lax and smothered at the 31-yard line. Boy, was he hammered. Number 7, Donald Lax. Johnson gets up, shaking the cobwebs out as Lax come from the backside and for second down, 28 for the Indians. Johnson will roll out again. Rush by Whitworth, throws it. It is complete to number 10. Fumble, it's still loose and recovered by the Frederick Bombers at the 39. Number 10 had it, caught the pass and ran and was hit, and the ball come flying out into a pile of red-shirted Bombers. Sue got it. I was watching the Brian Seifert is the young man who caught it, and it was coughed up. And they fumble. McCullough will give to Ryan Bent, and Ryan will crack across the Plainview 35 near the Plainview 34-yard line. That'll be about a nearly 6-yard pickup for Ryan Bent. Ryan Bent nearing the 200-yard mark on the night, rushing 193. Big night for the Frederick Bomber tailback. They'll give to Isham, and Isham will get near the 30. Bomber's going to be content to stay on the ground with this thing, run right straight at Plainview, and run some time off the clock. Try to move it on the ground. If they get in a tight, they'll throw it. Now you watch Jones call a pass play on me right here. That's quarter. Frederick Bombers lead by 9, 21-12. We'll be back.
As a proud supporter of the Frederick.
They penetrated the other one's 30-yard line here in the second half. Bombers were close, and they may have. Yeah, Ryan Ben just penetrated it. He gets to the 27. He'll have enough for the first down. It's going to be power football for the Frederick Bombers. Stay on the ground, run the clock, and make Plainview come up with a big play to try to stop them. First and 10 at the Plainview 27-yard line. It's good, sound football when you're up by 9. Just come at the other team physically, run at them, make them stop you. Eats up the clock, and now he's going to throw a pass. I knew it. Pass is complete to number 28 to Gayton. Gayton spun around inside the 20. He'll be tackled at the 18-yard line. I knew it. Every time that I get with Jones and what he's doing, he calls a pass play on me. Fool me and fool Plainview too. Isham was wide open, or excuse me, Gayton was wide open to the Plainview 18-yard line. First and 10. Good call, though. You're running at somebody, run 5, 6, 7 plays right straight at them. Inside the tackle, fake that inside, then stand up and hit the guy running a slant across the middle. First and 10. Boy, it's coaching and I'm broadcasting. Hand off to Ryan Ben, straight down the middle at the 15, at the 10-yard line goes Ryan Ben. The last 2 or 3 yards was run backwards. He was spun around and he just ran backwards to the 9-yard line. He is now over 200 yards. How many? All right, McCullough. And a keeper by McCullough, touchdown. Boy, great fake. I mean, everybody in the Plainview team, including the bus driver, thought that he handed off to 21 Isham. They hammered Isham, and McCullough ran the option. There was nobody on the corner. I was fooled, Jay. Good play. McCullough even fooled me. I thought Isham had it too, and they were just going to, run it down the middle like they've been doing and keep it for a couple of yards. And all of a sudden, Jay McCullough shot out of there, and there was nobody around for the Plainview Indians. So the score, the try for extra point, kick is up. The kick is it good? Yep. Chad's perfect tonight. Chad Floyd for the Frederick Bombers. Bombers now by 16, 28-12 over Plainview. 6:58 to go in the fourth quarter. We'll be back in a moment. It's at Friday Night Football. Ryan Ben will kick it off.
Ryan Ben, speed it up again for the Bombers.
Ryan kicks her downfield. Good high kick by Ryan. At the 1, out across the 5, out across the 10. 15 comes Cypress. And hit at the 18 and pushed down near the 20-yard line goes Cypress. Good coverage by the Frederick Bombers. 82 is Todd Mattoon. Cheyenne Clark is down there. 51, Johnson's down there. Carrier headed for the right sideline. Everybody started to converge, and just really good play by the Frederick Bombers on the kickoff team. A handoff inside Plainview will, and running between the tackles as they spread everybody out. Handed off to number 39. That's Nicky Faulkner. And Faulkner will get near the 25-yard line. They run the pitch out wide. And down at the, I believe that's 7, Donald Lax on the stop for the Frederick Bombers. Is Cypress on the carry. And looks like Whitworth maybe a little slow in getting up. Yeah, that 7-yard line. They're on 27-yard line. 3rd down and 3. Johnson, I formation, hands off to Cypress, trying to get outside. Got a little block at the 30-yard line. 35, 40, 45, 50, 45, 40, 35, 30. Tackle at the 25-yard line. Good pursuit by Shea Woodall and Donald Lax to keep Cypress from scoring. He carried to the Frederick Bomber 24-yard line.
All the way down to the 25-yard line. Daniel Lax hurts him into the sideline, and Big Shea Woodall cleans him up at the 25-yard line.
Be 1st and 10 for the Indians. Now at the Frederick Bomber 24-yard line. Good run by Cypress. Brandon Cypress, 5'10", 145-pound junior. He can scoot. He and his brother, both of them, excellent speed. Johnson gives off to the fullback. That's Nicky Faulkner. A lot of juniors on the Plainview football team. A lot of these people are going to be back next year for the Frederick Bombers, though, either. On defense, 2 or 3. Quarterback drops, rush. Johnson, that was all over him, intercepted. Number 20, Chad Floyd, picked that one off as number 51, Clay Johnson, though. Give him credit. He was all over number 11, Daniel Johnson, in his face, and he just delivered the pass, and Chad Floyd picked it off for the Frederick Bombers at the Frederick Bombers 16-yard line. But number 51, Clay Johnson, sophomore, he had to either take the tackle or get rid of it. He did, threw it up for grabs, and Chad Floyd come down with it. The I formation, they'll hand off to Kevin Isham, and Kevin puts his head down, barrels out to about the 21 or 22. Give Isham a pickup of 5, and it'll bring up 2nd down, 5 yards needed. George Mitchell and Isham in the backfield. Ryan Ben down along the sideline talking with Coach Jones. Now again, they'll give to Isham, and Kevin just butts his way out to the 25-yard line. That's about where he needed to go for the 1st down. They'll stretch and take a look. 3rd down. 28-12. So third down and short yardage situation for the Frederick Bombers. McCullough turns, gives to Isham, and he barrels out to the 30-yard line. He went from the 24, just right at the 25 to the 30, so he got enough for the first down. Good straight-ahead running, and give credit to those big guys across the front. They've done a fine. Those tackles tonight, Baker, Whitworth, Ballard, the tight end. They have done a number up front for the Frederick Bombers. Enabled him to control it. Give to Kevin Isham. Breaks a tackle. 40, 45, 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25. And knocked out of bounds at the 12-yard line. That was Kevin Isham. Well, he did step out at the 18. I hesitated. I thought he did. And finally, they knocked him out at the 12, but it'll be first down for the Frederick Bombers at the Plainview 18-yard line. That was Kevin Isham, sophomore for the Frederick Bombers. He ran over a man at the Plainview 40-yard line. Ran out of that tackle, headed down the 3:32 to go in the ball game. Bombers down deep in Plainview territory. McCullough hands off to Ryan Ben, and he just disappears in a wave of white shirts. All right, Bombers still in the I formation. They hand off to Ryan Ben, and Ryan will get about 3. Just sure-handed handoffs. It's just straight-ahead running by the Frederick Bombers up front, coming in the 12. With 2:29 to go in the ball game, Bombers up by 16, 28-12. In the I formation, McCullough rolls out to the right to run or pass, looks in the end zone, touchdown. Oh, Webb missed it. Went through the hands of Webb. He was open and had a chance and just went through his fingertips. About 3 yards needed. Bombers, of course, going for it on 4th down. McCullough will roll that away again. Runner pass, those incomplete. So Plainview will take over.
McCullough's pass intended for number 36. Miles Smith.
See what go ahead of Newcastle. It'll should be the number 2 team in the state anyway. Hand off to Cypress. Cypress is hit by Cheyenne Clark and bear hugged to the ground at the 13-yard line. Cheyenne Clark played a really nice ball game tonight. Sophomore linebacker for the Frederick Bombers. Kenneth Ray got hurt. Pye got moved into the defensive line, and 2 sophomores have filled in, Cheyenne and Clay Johnson. And they have played admirably as they stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. Talked to coaches prior to the game. Kenneth Ray ran 1 play last week. He still giving him some problems. Reevaluated again this week, take him back to the doctor, probably out for the season though. Get hurt, get knocked out, but the Bombers have filled in well in various positions for him. Handoff as Cypress will sweep to the 19-yard line. Knocked down by Clark and by Whitworth. And Floyd all on the stop for the Frederick Bombers in and around the ball carrier. So the Bombers be on the road next week. They'll travel to Marlow to take on the Outlaws next week. Punting situation. They line up in punt formation. New punter, so now they're going to kick it. He kicks it, and it goes out of bounds. It's one of the spectators. Oh, now wait. Yeah, come on back up. There we go. Yeah, that's much better. All right. To the 35-yard line to be 1st and 10 for the Frederick Bombers at Plainview 35-yard line. 16 seconds to go in this one. Bombers going to win it. Rated as the number 1 game in the state. The Bombers going to be on top in this one. And just a great win for Coach Jones, his coaching staff. I know all those guys will really be happy, and won't be any problem talking to them tomorrow out at Mr. Berger for the Let's Talk Area Football. They'll be there with bells on tomorrow. 1st and 10 for the Frederick Bombers, and McCullough will take the snap and roll out and looks and throws, and it is incomplete. intended for Gayton. It falls incomplete, and that'll stop the clock with 11 seconds to go in the ball game. Again, Friday night finals will come your way at 10:30 tonight. Lots of positive things, that being Ryan Ben rushing for over 200 yards tonight in this ball game. Good night for the junior tailback. McCullough drops under a lot of pressure now. We'll just tuck it away. Ball into the line with 5 seconds, 4 seconds, and we got a flag down on the play. And with only 3 seconds to go in the ball game, flag, we'll wait and see what the flag's all about. Looks like it will be against Frederick. Number 41, Cornelius Smith, checks in for Frederick, along with number 3, Dyke Crane. They'll take the penalty. Legal procedure against the Frederick Bombers. Moves the ball back to the Plainview 42-yard line. He's second down. Frederick takes timeout. Timeout taken by the Frederick Bombers with 3 seconds to go in the ball game. Frederick leads 28-12, up by 16. We'll be back in just a moment. Harlow take on the Outlaws. They face a second down situation. And McCullough will drop the pass, looks, lays one out for Crane, incomplete. Went through the hands of the intended receiver, threw it to Dyke Crane. That's going to be it. The Frederick Bombers going to win the #1 game in the state, rated #1. They win it 28-12. Defense really took over in the second half. Only 1 touchdown in the second half. We're going to be back to wrap up the broadcast in just a few minutes, so be sure to stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Chickasha Compress and Warehouse is ready to receive the 1993 cotton crop. With the newest facilities in southwest Oklahoma or North Texas, we have the equipment, expertise, and desire to assist you with all of your compressing and warehousing needs. By patronizing the Chickasha Compress and Warehouse, you're helping to keep Tillman County residents employed and their tax dollars working in Tillman County. For further information, please call 335-2191 or come by for a cup of coffee.
Frederick Memorial Hospital is pleased to now offer an outpatient orthopedic clinic to area residents. Dr. Pierre Laveau, orthopedic surgeon from Lawton, Oklahoma, is offering a local outpatient clinic once a month. Dr. Laveau has 17 years experience and specializes in hip and knee joint replacement.